Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Prince Magnum channel where hot rodding and romance do coexist. I'm your host, Prince Magnum. Welcome to uh, an in your face live stream. I want to come to y'all tonight and talk about some subjects that kind of come across my table. I figured maybe it's high time I go ahead and, hey, what's going on, Raven? Figure it's about high time I go ahead and deal with some subjects that keep coming up over there on TikTok, and they keep coming my way, and they keep coming fast. And basically, it's some stuff that kind of dropped into my lap, so I figured maybe it's high time I talk about it a little bit. Okay, so that's kind of what we're dealing with tonight. We're gonna talk about the tough stuff, which that's what this series deals with is the tough stuff. I'm feeling all right. Eyes are a little sore uh, from the live stream. That's just one of those things. But I'm all right. I might be taking a night off from Save the World because, yeah, as much as I want to grind, that's right, the tough stuff. That's right, the tough stuff. But we're going to give the usual 10 minutes to kind of let everyone kind of make their way in. Um, you know, we're just gonna we're gonna deal with the unusual stuff that most people are afraid. Basically, it's like subjects that TikTok is really not the app for political messes, but people use it for that stuff anyways. I've used it for history, and it usually leaves people like, "Dang, man," you know. I've done that, and left positive messages and things like that over there. But other than that, hi, honey, I see you in the background. So we're gonna kind of tackle some tough subjects this evening, and the tough stuff that I mean it's probably over here on YouTube. I just haven't seen it yet. So we're gonna deal with what we're gonna deal with and that sort of thing. Um, but it's about high time. Right, right, absolutely. Which, if I do get on, it won't be till the early hours, anyways. If I can't sleep or something. You know. What's going on, Ian? Good to see you. Good to see you. So, uh, tonight's going to be one of those subjects that we've got to. Basically, it's like TikTok is really not the place to really try to cram in everything that keeps coming across my desk. I guess you could say. There's just you could try to talk about it all day long, and 3 minutes is just not enough to really cover the subjects that need to be discussed. That's why I said tonight's going to be a tough one. Um, Thank you so much, Ian. I just seen you shared it out. Thank you. I appreciate that. Uh, and right now, currently, I'm getting caught up with all the BUW stuff from Broken Mike. Uh, um, Looks like the stable I'm putting together is doing exceptionally well. They're doing very well. We're doing really well right now. I'm really happy with that over there in BW. And of course, I know it's either going to be this week or next week. I know Cinnamon's supposed to be debuting in BUW. I don't know. I'll have to look at the card, but yeah. So it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting over there on Broken Mike's channel. Which earlier today, Ian did. We did a Fortnite stream, and even though I didn't stream it because I knew I was going to be streaming later, that and my poor computer after Tuesday Night Madness yesterday, that poor computer, it's like, you gonna take it easy on me today? Yeah, we gonna take it easy on the old girl. Put that poor computer through the paces yesterday, and you know, So today, I figured it's probably a pretty good idea to take a minute and talk about, subjects that need to be talked about. Like I said, I have a lot of stuff that keeps coming up over there on TikTok, and and more and more people are asking me to share out this video, share out that video, and I know at some point I've got to talk about it. Oh, thank you so much, Chairman. Appreciate that. So tonight, I figured it's as good as time as any to discuss those subjects that keep coming up, and I'm going to probably surprise a lot of you. Oh, I appreciate that, Ian. Thank you so much for having us along. You know, and kind of I guess you could say a Tuesday Night Madness, supplemental. You know, and I don't know how many ways I gotta say it. Over there, the Fortnite community gets a lot of grief, and even I give it some. But I will tell you, I've met some really cool people playing Fortnite, some really awesome people, and as a matter of fact, I know at some point I'm probably going to be doing a special on one in particular, just because of some things that I've noticed about this player. We won't tell. I won't give any more unless uh, just because of the fact that I want to leave it as a surprise for all of you. I think you guys will get a big kick out of this. You know, um, the Prince Magnum channel does its best to recognize people that that do amazing things. Uh, Even though it's one of those things that every once in a while we get an amazing story to talk about. So, and that's kind of what we're going to be doing. Um, haven't had a chance to get into Discord lately. Like I said, I'm still playing catch up on a lot of stuff over on Discord. Um, I got it open and everything, and I'm still catch up on all my stuff too. Uh, we'll get to it. We'll get to it. A lot of excitement. A lot of excitement. But we are getting near that 10-minute marker, and we're going to actually talk about some subjects that are going to kind of surprise a lot of you guys. Especially for those of you over in the UK, you guys haven't heard a lot of the stuff that's coming up, and you know, being where a lot of times where I'm seated, a lot of times you get a lot of stuff that just comes across your page and everything, and I've met a lot of interesting people over there as well over on TikTok. So I figured today's a good day to really nail it down. What's going on, J Dog? Good to see you. So today we're really going to tackle a lot of subjects today, and that sort of thing. It's going to be interesting. It's going to definitely be interesting. So um, we're close enough to the 10-minute marker. There you go, J Dog. Again, if you've got you've got a link, if you're in blue and you got a link you want to drop, please drop it. If you got there for a minute, I thought that said something totally different. But yeah, Raven, you've been on and off all day over on Fortnite and playing, doing ventures and everything. It's been interesting. Okay, folks, we're close enough to the 10-minute marker. Let's talk about some subjects that have come across my desk, I guess you could say, from the TikTok side of this channel. Um, the first thing I need to tell y'all, when I slid over to TikTok, I was there to accomplish two things, and two things only over there on TikTok. This is all I was interested in, okay? First and foremost, while I've been over on TikTok, I wanted to obviously advertise the YouTube channel. I wanted to advertise the Prince Magnum channel. That was really one of my main goals, was to advertise this channel right here. Okay. Second, I went over there as a content creator, you know. It's one of those things you can tinker. You know, that's one of the neat things about Save the World. You can tinker with that stuff all day long. But I got a funny feeling you're going to need another one pretty soon. But it's the first chance we get, we'll get you all set up. But anyhow, so the first goal for TikTok was I went over there to, you know, to advertise this channel right here. Second, the other thing that I was over there to do, and this is I for those that don't know, I love being a content creator. Okay, I'll do it. I'll get one crafted up for you. But here's the thing, okay? While over there on TikTok, I intended as a content creator, basically doing stuff where I can kind of goof off, okay? That was really my purpose over there, is to goof off, have fun, just be goofy and have a good time. And there's a lot of interesting creators over there. And currently, right now, it seems like more and more, every time I turn around, I get some sort of political issue dropped into my lap, some sort of convoluted mess that's going on here in the United States. Now, I'm going to say this very importantly, all right, and this is something that definitely needs to be addressed. When I say the United States, I know some people have heard it long enough, they'll hear America, America. I think, you know, when you talk about the United States, that is the United States. Okay, awesome. Um, we'll get on it. But right now, main focus is I got to rest my eyes. You know. But anyhow, when I say the United States, that is the United States. The United States loves to go America because of that whole manifest destiny. I will not go for that anymore. My people have suffered enough from manifest destiny. So no. If you want to, because if you talk about America, that's Canada and Mexico, and then if you want to throw them in, Central America countries, you know, Guatemala, to name one, you know, um, Panama, those are Central America, you know. So you know, it's been a while since I've really looked at geography. So the United States is all I'm talking about. I don't know enough about Canada. I know some of their history. I know about how Canada got screwed at the raid at Dieppe during the Second World War. They really got screwed on that deal. Why only the Canadian contingents, and why did you not provide them enough cover? Okay. Sometimes you would think. Sometimes you would think. But anyhow, the sad part about that, Raven, the United States flag is made in most of the time. The only country that makes the United States flag is China. That should tell you something, okay? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Any 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 corporation that is willing to sell a United States flag, you know, the stars and stripes, and it's not made in the United States, I have a little bit of an issue with that, okay? But my people have suffered enough from that manifest destiny BS. Finally, again, as it should be. Okay? But let's go ahead and talk a little bit about one of the major issues that has come up about my country, the United States. Again, I didn't just say America, United States of America. That big difference, okay? Again, if you say America, are you talking about North America or South America? And if you're talking about North America, you have to include Canada and Mexico. But I am part of the indigenous people here in the United States, Native Americans. And there's a couple of subjects that have come up as of recent. More and more it's been coming up. Now we all know about the pipeline that's been the pipelines, and notice I said pipelines. There's line 3, line 4, and line 5 now being built here in the United States. Now, this is common knowledge over on TikTok. Everyone knows about it, but if you don't have TikTok, you're not going to be in the know on a lot of this. Okay? These pipelines are being illegally run through Native American lands. Now, the United States government is supposed to actually protect Native American lands, and this was formed during the treaties. The United States government is not actually protecting Native American lands. They're allowing a Canadian oil company to run those pipelines into the United States, and these pipelines are crossing over 200 bodies of fresh water. Okay? Now, one of the freshwater bodies that's actually being affected is the Mississippi. Now, there's a lot of companies that do a lot of fishing and using of the boats and everything on the Mississippi. So if these pipelines do leak, the oil, the damage to the ecosystem will even affect the Mississippi, which runs right smack dab through Missouri. So this is actually a problem for Missourians as well. And there's a big protest and everything. Well, here's what's interesting. At line 3, I'm not sure about the other lines, but line 3, which is up in Minnesota, if I remember correctly, that particular pipeline, the Canadian oil company is actually paying police officers in Minnesota to harass and arrest illegally Native Americans. True story, folks. Who are actually protesting their lands being violated. Now, here's what no one else is talking about. Since the United States government is not backing the treaties, number one, the Native American tribes do not have to uphold their end on the treaty, meaning that those treaties are broken and Native Americans can once again wage war against the United States government legally. Okay? And this would actually be backed up by the UN at this point. Number two, any sitting federal elected official is now in violation of constitutional law, Article 6 in the U.S. Constitution, which clearly states that the United States government is supposed to back any and all treaties that they make. In other words, your word is supposed to be as good as gold. So because of the fact that the United States government is not backing that up, any sitting politician right now in Washington, D.C., the federal government is now in violation of that and can be tried and convicted for treason, which is actually also constitutional law. So the entire federal government right now is actually in violation of constitutional law and can be tried and convicted for treason. On top of that, the Native American tribes no longer have to uphold those treaties. Y'all are like, holy cow. Yeah, that's actually a thing. But here's the thing. Okay, because it's a Canadian company and Canada's not doing anything to stop it, that means even Canada could have their Native American tribes do the same exact thing, rise up against them. Okay, so already, I mean, right now, if anybody in government on either side of the United States or Canadian border are probably sitting there going, ooh, shit, someone caught us on that one. Here in Missouri, it's actual state law. Before you can even graduate high school, you have to pass a test on the Missouri Constitution and the federal Constitution here in the United States. In Missouri, you have to pass well, let me rephrase that. The United States has always been part of the United Nations. As far back as World War II, the United States has been a part of the United Nations. as far back as World War II, which actually brings me to another one that most people are going to be shocked about. The United States government, because they're not upholding the treaties and they're allowing the stuff to continue to happen, well, we'll get to that in a minute. There's also these supposed worker camps right now. Well, we're going to get to that in a minute. There's also these worker camps that are showing up around Native American reservation lands. And we are mysteriously losing indigenous women and female indigenous children. They're turning up missing. Now, when they do find them, it's usually for the worst. They don't find them in good shape, if you catch my meaning. They usually find them not breathing, okay? But the rest of them, they're unaccounted for. Numerous Native American women and children of the female variety, if you will, little girls and women turning up missing. And currently, the United States keeps allowing more and more of the border to our south to kind of, they're really lax on it anymore. We have a pretty good idea what's happening to our women in the reservations. They're basically coming up missing, and the Mexican cartels right now are out of hand. We already know that. Look at what happened in Vietnam. Need I say more? And look at what happened in Afghanistan. Currently, right now, because of the stunt that's happened in Afghanistan, when we pulled the troops out, we left the Taliban forces tons and tons of equipment to work with. This is no different than Vietnam, which I know, Chairman, right now, you're probably like, wait a minute, it looks just like Vietnam. Let me give you guys an idea about that. You're going to bring that up, because that's actually come up as of recent. Again, people pumping this stuff towards, pumping this stuff towards me on my TikTok For You page and everything. Back in 1958, the United States had special forces, or what we sometimes erroneously call Green Berets, on the ground in Vietnam, training South Vietnam forces. We were training them. Obviously, Russia got involved. We know that. After the assassination of John F. Kennedy in 1963, Lyndon B. Johnson decided to scale the war up. He was vice president, and he scaled the war to an exponential rate. By 1969, we knew we were not going to win that war. Not easily. No, they did disable equipment, but there's a lot more than that. But still yet, there is going to be salvageable stuff out of that equipment. But we'll get to that in a second. Okay? We'll get to that in a second. Because they did the same thing in Vietnam. But we'll talk about that in a moment. So in 1963, they scaled the war up in Vietnam. By 1969, we knew we were not going to win that war the way that we thought we were. So what ends up happening is by 1970, we're beginning to pull troops out. By 1974, it was down to a skeleton crew. And, yeah. And by the time by 1974, it was looking pretty bleak. And the current, the puppet government that the United States had set up in South Vietnam, in Saigon, they were corrupt, okay? And basically, they were squandering the money that we were giving them. So, pretty much, the communist Viet Cong forces had really no resistance. So by 1975, that's when we got the fall of Saigon. We left behind tons and tons and tons of American equipment. Now that whole thing, that does, trust me, we're going to get to that in a moment. Now, fast forward, okay? We go into Afghanistan to go after the Taliban. We did not succeed at the job, okay? I don't care what former president, George, yep, George Bush Jr. has to say about it, but we did not finish that. We didn't finish the fight, okay? And the moment we pull out, what happens? The Taliban just giving everything. Well, what did you expect? Number one, we're hated over there. The United States government's viewed pretty much on par with Nazi Germany anyways. And I know there's Germans are going to be like, we could have told you that. You know, we got rid of them guys a long time ago. Thank goodness. But even though they disabled all that equipment over there, in Vietnam, we had a rocket launcher that was supposed to be a one and done. What's going on, Simon? We had a rocket launcher that was a one and done, baby. But the communist Viet Cong troops figured out how to rearm it. So no, if you left the equipment there, somebody will figure out how to put it back together, okay? Now that I've said that, I am doing fantastic. Doing fantastic. I hope you're doing good. But we're going to go one step further, okay? Currently, right now, because the United States has ticked off so many other countries, China is now backing Afghanistan. Russia is backing. Oh, you just got back from karate? Awesome. China and Russia are now backing Afghanistan. Okay? And currently, right now, the current president of the United States, there are people right now screaming at the top of their lungs, including veterans who served over there in Afghanistan and several other previous wars, are screaming for the impeachment of the current president. Now, really quick, for those that do not know their constitutional law, impeachment doesn't mean he's out, okay? What impeachment means is that he's got to go to trial. The Congress has to decide that the current president has done something unconstitutional. It has to be voted on, and then it's still got to be. It's got to go through the actual investigation. Then, if it's still deemed that he did something unconstitutional, he then is voted out. But losing a war technically is not unconstitutional. See? So, already, a lot of folks are very upset about this, okay? And that doesn't surprise me. Our current president's a douchebag, okay? Last one wasn't much better. I'm Native American, and both presidents, the only thing that former President Barack Obama ever did that was worth a damn is he stopped the pipeline. That was the only thing he did that was worth a dang. Okay? That's the only thing he ever did that was worth a dang. Which I think he just did it, I think he did it so people wouldn't hate him so much. Because he was hated, no matter what people say. He started a grand total of, 19 wars in other countries, even though we weren't involved. Hey, I get it. Our country's not so great anymore, okay? Along with the stuff that's going on with Native Americans and this BS stuff, this is stuff that just comes across my page for TikTok. This is not a joke, okay? This is the bad stuff that comes across my page. Along with that, the Texas state government has passed anti-abortion laws, which are technically unconstitutional again. And let me explain. Roe versus Wade, okay? That, to my knowledge, has not been overturned. Okay? And currently, right now, they're actually trying to pass laws that go against the federal law, mind you, on um, where they can actually take children from Native American families and put them with good Christian families. Okay? Very illegal. Okay? The United States has a law that was passed in 1978 that makes that illegal for states to do, even though Missouri's already been doing it and they don't even have a law to do it. Okay? Missouri does that anyways. So, already, like I said, already we're seeing more and more BS that just does not add up. Okay? The worker camps I started to talk about a minute ago, the worker camps that they have set up around Native American and all the women being turned up, some of them we're pretty sure are ending up in Mexico with the Mexican cartels, and as these women are being forced into the sex slave trafficking down there. We're pretty sure of it. They've been getting away with it. The United States, again, the government is not doing a dang thing. Bear in mind, folks, I love my country. I hate my government. All right? These are the things that are coming across my For You page over on TikTok. Not a joke. These are things that are coming up regularly. I could click on it right now and I will guarantee I find this stuff. Ian, you think the Queen would accept me? It's all jacked up over here. And a lot of folks are sitting there going, what the heck? Now, I'm really gonna blow you guys' mind. Folks over there on TikTok keep sharing these videos. They keep sharing these videos to me, wanting me to talk about it. Hey, what's going on? Random Retro Plays. Welcome to the live stream, my friend. These are, again, things that are coming up on my For You page. Okay? And people over there on TikTok want me to talk about it. Okay, here's the problem, okay? And Ian and I talked about this earlier. I'm a problem solver person, okay? And if there's one thing that that blows my mind is everybody is sitting there going, we need to get this problem out there. We need to get the information out there. Okay, information's out. It's been out for a good minute. All of this has been out for a good minute. What are we going to do about it? I don't think anybody thought that far ahead. I don't think anybody thought that far ahead. Nobody thought that far ahead. Guaranteed. Nobody thought that far ahead. Yeah. I made the mistake about 2 months ago, basically telling the Native American leaders they needed to get it together. Truth of it is, they're not going to get any justice in Washington, D.C. They're not. Chairman, you mentioned it, okay? The UN headquarters is in New York. That's where we're going to get justice. See, and let me explain. The Lakota Nation, the Lakota tribe, erroneously called the Sioux Nation, okay? They're a big enough tribe that for years now they've been trying to get to be recognized by the UN as their own country. The only country still blocking them from actually making that happen is the United States government. Not a joke. If the Sioux Nation was recognized by the UN Council, they could then form allies that would come to their aid, okay? Making treaties with other countries. That aid would come in the form of that any attack on their sovereign soil, they could then wage war against the United States with those countries in treaty with them, backing them. That's what the United States is afraid of. Currently, since the 1800s, the United States government has been doing its part to take away more and more Native American lands despite the treaties. And the pipelines are kind of the final straw. Here in the U.S., every once in a while, we actually, and I pointed this out on somebody's channel, that someone was being very, very racist towards, native-born Latinos, Mexicans, in California, of all places. Was being very hateful to them, very racist. And I turned around and said, of all the things, I said, Mexicans are descendants of Aztec and Mayan Native Americans. Show some respect. That was my comment on it. But like I said, this is one of those. Basically, you guys got bombarded with all the issues that are going on within the states. We're going to step back outside here in just a moment. Okay, there we go. Sorry about the little hiccup there. Okay, we're going to touch base on something that is going to blow everyone's mind. Okay, Native Americans sometimes tend to forget that that even though our tribes are not recognized as actual countries, we are recognized as a people by the UN Council. A simple Google search will turn up the information that I'm about to read. And this goes all the way back to 1947, 1948. These laws are still in effect to date, okay? So hold on to your hats, folks. Native Americans, here's your ammunition. Native American leaders. Convention on the Prevention and Punishment of the Crime of Genocide. 5 things. Genocide means any of the following acts committed with intent to destroy in whole or in part a nation, ethical, racial, or religious group. Okay, and these are the 5 things. Number 1, killing members of a group. Yeah, United States has got that down. B, causing serious bodily or mental harm to members of the group. Yeah, they've done that too. C, deliberately inflicting on the group conditions of life calculated to bring about its physical destruction in whole or in part. Yeah, most reservations are just a nice way of calling it a concentration camp. Number 4, imposing measures intended to prevent birth within the group. Yeah. And last but not least, forcibly transferring children of said group to another. By these conditions, the UN Security Council needs to be notified with this information, needs to go into Washington, D.C. with UN security forces, surround the government quarter, and start taking people into custody for trial for crimes against humanity, or better known as genocide. A simple Google search will turn this up. Same exact information that was laid down by the UN Council in 1947, 1948. Somebody did their homework. Y'all shocked? Probably not. So, thank you so much, Random. Appreciate that. The truth of it is I'm actually a really bad politician. I don't know how to lie, cheat, and kiss people's butts. I do know how to tell it like it is. That's what this is all about, telling you how it is. And for once, it's not alternate media. It's just a simple Google search will turn this information up. I wrote it down. So right now, I mean, the U.S. government, technically needs to be brought up on charges. I mean, that would actually, it's about time anyways. It's about time anyways. Now, Ian, come on. You're moving to space. I think I'd actually. I've had the police chief here in the town I live in. The police chief is like, we. Random, are you from the U.S.? The United States? Actually, here in the U.S. currently. Currently here in the United States, there is a candidate they're actually asking to run for office. Dwayne the Rock Johnson. They're wanting him to run for presidency. I think he would. I think he'd definitely have a shot. As long as he runs as independent, he'll be fine. I think he'll be just fine. Um, oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And I mean, he would have a tough time straightening out the mess that's going on in our country. What's going on, Mystical? Good to see you. But yeah, I mean, currently right now, the United States is it's in bad shape. Okay, we're in real bad shape. Um, Missouri right now. Um, oh, you tired? Well, I'm glad you're doing. I'm glad it's just you're tired. I understand that. Oh my God, do I understand? But so again, these are just subjects that keep coming across my for you page, just over on TikTok. You know, and in all honesty, I mean, don't get me wrong. You know, well, Ian's an amazing guy, and thank you for for that wonderful compliment. You got to understand, you know, my country needs a lot of help, and it, I made the mistake a couple months ago, basically urging my fellow Native Americans. Oh, thank you guys, I appreciate that. Urging my fellow Native Americans, my brothers and sisters in the Native American community, to stop trying to go to Washington D.C. And I started urging them to go to New York, to the UN headquarters instead. They'll find justice there because the United States government right now is viewed as the next Nazi Germany. How bad? And when I say that, that's been a thing for a long time. That's been a thing for a long time. Yes, absolutely. How bad? How long ago? Basically, how bad is it that the United States? How long has the United States been viewed as the next Nazi Germany? Well, technically, we might as well say we are. How long? I'm gonna blow your guy. Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Oh, yeah. We just talked about that, Mystical. We just talked about that, and I just went over all the laws from the UN that were set down after World War II on genocide. The treatment of Native Americans is so bad. I'm gonna surprise y'all. Do you guys know that there was no? Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Uh, the treatment of Native Americans has been so bad. The murder of Native Americans has been so bad. I'm going to surprise you all right now. Well, it wasn't until after World War II that we came up with the word genocide. Okay, and it had relation to do with Nazi Germany. Okay, we came up with that word genocide to talk about the extermination of a people. But mhm, but I'm gonna surprise y'all right now. How bad does it have to be that before World War II we did not have a word for how bad the Native Americans got it, for the basically the murder of Native Americans? The United States used to have the biggest herds of wild buffalo that the Native Americans hunted. The U.S. government paid people to go out and mass hunt buffalo. Okay, mass hurt. Basically, by the last part of the 1800s, the entire buffalo herds were wiped out. The main food source. Yeah, the main food source for the Native Americans. Why was this done? To drive them into starvation. At best. So that should tell you something right there. So the treatment of Native Americans, on how bad it was, we didn't even have a word. How bad do you have to treat a people? Night, take it easy, Raven. Night, Raven. Anyhow. So just kind of take that all in. How bad does it have to be that we don't even have a word for how bad it was until after World War II? Yep. Night, Raven. Or could it be night, Raven? My head's going to hurt from that. I'm going to stop that right there, right now. So that should tell you how bad it is, okay? Night, Raven. That's funny. That's going to be the new joke now. Absolutely. Thank you so much. Come on, Raven, that'll work. We're going to hang on to that one. Don't you go changing your name now for your channel. That's going to stay. That's going to stay now. So again, that's just some of the things. Now, how bad has the treatment been of Native Americans? Well, to give you guys an idea, back in the 1930s, when Adolf Hitler came to power in Nazi Germany, he actually praised the United States for the treatment of Native Americans. I'll let you take that in. I'm reading on it now. But yeah, just take that in for a moment. Right now, everyone's probably going, wow. Praise from Adolf Hitler on the treatment of Native Americans? Wow. That's, yeah. So that's how bad, and it's still that bad right now. It's still that bad. So what, I made the mistake over there on TikTok actually releasing, and the backlash was serious. They're like, oh, it's not that easy. Yes, it is. Okay? They didn't want to hear it. There was one Native American, and I'm going to call him out on this. Right? That doesn't surprise me. You know what else is interesting? Most people know. Most people think that Adolf Hitler, and it's in the history books, died in 1945. They released the documents finally on JFK. In the documents, under Operation Paperclip, the United States actually smuggled Adolf Hitler. He was living in Argentina. Not a joke. Joseph Stalin was right, because Joseph Stalin actually formed a committee to search and make sure that they got him, because he didn't think they got him. Joseph Stalin was right. Of all the people, Joseph Stalin. That, I'm blown away. Yep, yeah, it was. Well, we'll go a step further, okay? Um, Adolf Hitler killed 1 million people. And it wasn't just Jews. It was members of the homosexual community and disabled people, you name it. The elderly, you name it, okay? Joseph Stalin killed 2 million, but we covered that up in the United States. Gypsies, yep. We covered that up in the United States. Called him Uncle Joe during World War II. Uncle Joe. Well, I guess that sounds about right. The United States hasn't been too shy about causing wars and killing innocent people. Call it as I see it. Okay, folks. My country's screwed up. Okay, Ian. Again, you think the Queen will take us? Absolutely. Absolutely, Mystical. I know there's Vietnam veterans right now after that whole Afghan thing ticked off. And not just the ones that are still left alive. Oh, it is. It's very scary. The ones that are the Vietnam, not just the Vietnam veterans that are still left alive, because there's not many of them left. Here's some irony for you. We're losing our Vietnam veterans faster than we're losing our World War II veterans, and they're almost gone too. Mexico's in rough shape too right now, Mystical, and it's all because of the United States government. I hate to say it. Right now, there are Vietnam veterans that are not alive right now that are rolling over in their graves because of that BS in Afghanistan. There are Vietnam veterans right now rolling that are gone, that are rolling over in their grave right now. Serious, Ian, you think the Queen will have us? Which, if you ever read here's one that y'all didn't know. If you ever read the United States Declaration of Independence, we always talk about that whole line of we the people. We the people. Okay? That whole bit. Keep reading, and you'll actually come across the line where they say that we are going to take the land from the quote-unquote savages. Yep. Chairman, I feel you, brother. I've got two brothers that served in Iraq and Afghanistan. Ian, I didn't know about that war until you told me. And I have to say, I'm ashamed of myself for not knowing the history of that. I have to say, I am very ashamed of myself for not knowing more about it. I don't know a whole lot about guys' war in the Falkland Islands. I know a little bit, but not enough to talk about. Yeah, absolutely. So until you, Ian, I didn't know anything about it. And I still don't know a whole lot about it. I don't know what you guys' mission was or anything like that. Yeah. And that's no joke of a shooter right there. Oh my gosh. So right now, that's what this was about. A lot of folks. So again, the stuff on the For You page from my TikTok channel that keeps coming across, everyone always says, blow this video up, blow this video up. Everybody knows. Everybody knows. What are we going to do about it now? Because here's the thing that I want to point out, okay? We all know about it, but right now all we're doing is talking about the problem at the level of the problem, and you can't solve that problem at the level of the problem. You have to talk about a solution. I hope I didn't lose you all there. I know that sounded like double talk, but it's not. If you're just talking about the problem, that's pretty hopeless. You have to talk about a solution at some point. All right, Mystical.
Doing okay still, love?
Absolutely, baby. Do I have kitty cats?
You have a guardian.
I have a kitty cat guardian. Okay, well, Mystical, before you run off, you got to see her.
Kitty. Hard to see because
There you go. Right now, if Queen Bee was here, she would be going nuts. This one's still a little mad. She had a bath earlier.
Oh no, she's over it already.
You
I was
think?
sitting out here earlier and she was sitting on my lap, doing a little purring.
Mystical sliding out. She's saying hi and bye.
Hi and bye.
That's our kitten Zelda, and this is our black cat. This is Galaxy.
This is my baby.
Hmm.
Squeeze.
You too. You take it easy, Mystical. Hey, Ian. Smoke them if you got them. So, y'all surprised? United States knows how to start them. We just don't let. Basically, we train our soldiers to do amazing things, kick-ass things. But as General George S. Patton once said, we're great at basically, we started, but the politicians won't let us finish it. Ooh. Ian. Now you gotta tell me that one, Chairman.
Honey,
Mm-hmm.
your comments are frozen. There you go.
Yeah, you missed it earlier. You got Raven, because he said, I'm gonna go to bed. And I said, okay. And so, night, Raven. Get it? It only shows up on you. Okay, I'll have to get over there and look. Crazy Ian. Hey, Ian's not crazy. He's just he's a little unusual from hanging out with me way too long. He hasn't been right in a while from hanging out with me.
You know, he's not just the way he is because he is the way he is.
I'm a bad influence.
You think everybody's personality has to do with hanging out with you?
Why,
There's a
yes.
word for that.
Absolutely. Don't you know? The world revolves around me, or at least I think so in my head. Anyhow.
You know, I'm gonna keep my mouth shut. It'd be nice.
If I didn't tease you every now and again, honey, you'd think I was mad at you. Oh no, Pinky ratted Ian out on Tuesday night. Oh, thank you so much, Random. I was gonna say Pinky ratted out Ian on Tuesday Night Madness. Evidently, he's going around doing impressions of Cinnamon.
I'm leaving now.
You're leaving on that one.
Come on, Galaxy.
Random, you're going to have to be here Sunday because that's the day that Cinnamon takes over the channel. May the gods save us now. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'll tell you what, Ian, all joking aside, all right, We're going to take a minute here. Oh, absolutely. We'll do that. That'll be awesome, Random. Really quick, folks, I'm going to give you all. Ian took the Try Not to Laugh challenge with Cinnamon. This is not a joke, okay? He took the challenge. He was the very first one to ever take the challenge, okay? Now, since he took that challenge, you got to remember, Ian's got this laugh. He's a very his personality. He likes humor, and it's always funny and everything, and all that good stuff. I don't know how the man did it. He only cracked twice during that entire time, okay? And because he only cracked twice, because of his personality, he's got such a great personality. I don't know how he did it. He did not crack but those 2 times, and Cinnamon had to go out of her way. But yeah, I can understand. Absolutely. And I was about to say, Ian's got this thing where, you'll tell a joke, he'll laugh, and he'll cut up with you, and he's got this such great sense of humor. I don't know how in the heck he did it, but he held it together, and the entire time, him and Cinnamon got her very first duos win. So that Ian's got a lot of firsts there. He was the first one to take challenge, first one to get a duos win with Cinnamon, and he managed to only crack twice. But the funniest one, though, I have to say, was with Gina. That was a good one. Oh my gosh. Every once in a while, I'll still look at that one and just laugh. I mean, it is just nonstop the whole way from beginning to end. I don't know how Gina, poor Gina, I miss her. But, so the fact that Ian held it together as long as he did was impressive. And I'll tell y'all, he's got a great personality, just very lovable personality, and he's got this infectious laugh, and how in the world he managed to hold it together is I'm telling you. I mean, it was funny from beginning to end because Cinnamon did not let up the entire time. Which Cinnamon teabagged Ian for the first time during that show. Then she teabagged him again during the Marvel Comics series, the Marvel Comics season. I was like, what, season 4, 5? Yeah. She teabagged him on a bed. Then she did it again later. And what was it during last night's Tuesday Night Madness? She did it again. So that's 4. Oh, it's getting dark outside. I'm scared of the dark. Somebody hold me. It's getting dark. No, just no. Poor Ian. Really quick. When Broken Mike and I kind of got together to create my character on BUW, of all the things, Ian wanted to challenge me out of the gate. And it was really funny because I had to tease Ian on Tuesday Night Madness later on. I say, hey, Ian. I said, you took on my character, Ian Berg took on my character in BUW. Thank you for that, Random. And I said, you want an impression of that match? And he's like, okay. And I went, Uncle! Uncle! And he's like, you ass! It was awesome. Yep. Well, the street lights are starting to come on finally. But yeah, I was teasing him about it. He's like, you ass. He knows I love him. Think the world of him. Ian is my brother from another mother from across the pond, without question. We'll go in where there's a little bit more light. You gonna stay out here, Zelda? You can stay out if you want. I'm still scared of the dark. Somebody hold me. Oh, there we go. So, did y'all learn anything today? There we go. Did y'all learn anything? Was that exciting? So, there you go. Nope. So, you know, yeah, you already knew my country screwed up, but yeah, yeah, I was teasing Ian when that happened. I went, Uncle, Uncle, and he's like, you ass. It's like you ass. So yeah, don't let anyone fool you though. Ian's got a great personality. Sneaking up on me.
No, you heard me. If I wanted to sneak up on you, you wouldn't have heard me.
Yeah, I would have.
No, you wouldn't have.
What are you doing?
Nothing. What are you doing?
Sitting here.
Good. Yeah.
Slowly working up to finishing out the stream.
Hi, stream.
Mm-hmm. Right on, right on. Absolutely. Thank you for coming in, Retro. I appreciate you hanging out with us. We're getting ready to wind her down for the evening, anyways. Um, like I said, well, you have a wonderful evening. Or if you prefer, night night, Raven. I'm going to get him with that. I'm going to get him with that from now until the end of time. Now, tomorrow, we do have sober talk going on. Yeah, you take it easy tonight, Retro. Rest well. I hope, I know you got to get up bright and early. Hope it goes well for you tomorrow. I hope the day goes quick and easy and all that good stuff. Oh, thank you so much, Retro. I appreciate that. But as we get ready to, all right, yeah, I got a little bit to do yet for the evening. But it is gonna, oh, my days. All righty, all righty. I'll try to remember to holler at you. But anyhow, in the meantime, we're getting ready to wind it down for the evening. Tomorrow we will be live again for Sober Talk. Sober Talk, we will be going over the big book some more, that sort of thing. So it's going to be exciting. It's going to be interesting, and I'm looking forward to it. So tomorrow, more big book study. Really quick, for those who do not know, that Saturday Ian will releases a video every Saturday, kind of a spin-off series to what I do with the big book. He's reading over. He'll be going over the Bible. In AA, sometimes you hear on more Christian religious. Oh, absolutely. I appreciate that, Retro. I think that's wonderful. I appreciate you coming over and hanging out with us this evening. But he's been doing in AA some of our more. Yeah, that's what I said. Did I say Saturday? No, Sundays. You do that, okay? Um, if I said Saturday, it's actually Sunday. He releases a video on Sunday. Usually, he goes over the Bible. Our more religious members of Alcoholics Anonymous, uh, they say that they learned to get sober and learned about their faith in the big book, but they still rely on the good book. Oh, your father's an alcoholic? I'm actually a recovering member of Alcoholics Anonymous, and I'm over 15 years without a drink or a drug. February 7th, 2006 is my sober date. So I've been sober for a little while now. I hope I know something about it. But come tomorrow, we'll be going over the big book. Same time, same crazy YouTube channel. I'm I'm very proud of the fact that I didn't have to be one of the examples. I'm very grateful for that because most people would not have recognized dear old Prince Magnum when before he got into sobriety. It was a different time. But as we begin to wind down, I want to remind y'all to come and hang out with us. I'm going to hopefully have Face Corner up. Now you're splitting hairs. We're talking about illicit drugs, okay? Yeah. Um, but we are beginning to wind down for the evening. I hope to see y'all tomorrow. And of course, afterwards, Mr. Gamerian and I got a date on Save the World. We got dungeons to run. Oh yeah. We've been waiting for dungeons to come back. We got some achievements to get. I'm excited. We got some achievements to get. Um, what's going on, Zero? Night night. I love it. Love it. Zero, we're getting ready to wind it down. We're actually getting ready to shut down the stream. We just went over a bunch of stuff that's kind of come across my stuff over on TikTok. Figured we'd go ahead and hit the subject hard. And basically, I called it as a scene. Okay, we know all the problems in the United States. Everyone did their job, blew it up. Yeah. You just woke up. I understand, but nobody's doing anything about it. So, because everyone basically, it's like, let's blow the problem up. Well, we're talking about the problem at the level of the problem, and we're not talking about a solution to the problem. That wasn't double talk. So, um, well, you have a wonderful evening, Retro. And that does bring us to the spot where we have to shut down for the evening. So, as usual, I want to say to all of you, get out there and work on a project. I don't care what it is, just do something with yourselves. Remember, idle hands and a creative mind go together like oil and water. If you have a sweetheart, sweep them off their feet and do something special for them today. As always, for all of you out there, no one out there has told you that they love you today. Prince Magnum does. God bless you and have a happy 24. Thank you.